Well, joining me now to discuss this further is retired Air Vice Marshal Sean Bell. Sean, it's great to have you here with us. Just listening to that, how much weight should we put behind these comments?
General Milley, all he's doing is reflecting what most military analysts believe, which is very difficult to see either side winning in this summer campaign. It's interesting, today is 1st of April, start of spring. We were expecting the Ukraine spring offensive to start. In reality, almost certainly, they've just had the Challenger 2 tanks arrive, the Leopard 2 tanks from the west. They're now available in Ukraine, but the terrain around is still extremely boggy, and these 65-ton tanks would much prefer to be, they're going to be much more effective at punching holes once they're actually on firmer terrain, and that probably won't happen until sort of May time. So although it's unlikely that Ukraine will win in this summer period, the West will be hoping for significant advances just to demonstrate that Ukraine is capable of pushing the Russian forces back.
And what about the Russian side?
Yeah, the Russian offensive, it started 11th of January when General Gerasimov took over command of the forces in Russia. 80 days in, frankly, pretty poor showing, made very limited progress. They've squandered the one advantage they had, which was massive manpower on huge battlefield casualties, mainly around Bakhmut, internal fighting. The fighting goes intensely going on there. Without getting too much, we don't have the time, but around the centre of Bakhmut, the Wagner forces are making very slow progress. But outside, Ukraine forces are pushing back the pincers that were coming around the side. I think one of the things that Russia desperately needs now is more troops. The 1st of April marks the start of their semi-annual recruitment campaign for their conscripts. The problem is that technically those conscripts shouldn't be used outside the borders of Russia. We'll wait to see there. What they'll actually need to do is recruit more volunteers and reservists, but they just don't have the training capacity to deliver those.
Absolutely, and we saw masses of a mass exodus of men leaving Russia at a certain point, didn't we? And Russia has taken over the presidency of the UN Security Council today. What's your take on that?
It's quite bizarre, isn't it? But yes, the whole purpose of the UN Security Council, maintain security, maintain peace, combat acts of international aggression. And they are in charge. How does that work? It's 15 nations there. They rotate through the presidency on alphabetical basis. But yesterday, and part of this is the nervousness about how Russia's going to exploit this platform. Yesterday, Russia put out a brand new foreign policy. It was about corralling an alignment of an alternative bloc to NATO. In other words, an axis of evil, possibly working with Iran, North Korea and China. The trouble is, China's made very clear it wants to sit on the fence. It doesn't want to be party to this. But all the time, what we can expect to see is Lavrov trying to exploit Russia's presidency for their own agenda. Expect some headlines in the next month.